It is the Viagra of Sarawak.
This is Leo, CEO of the Orangutan Project. Today, he will be bringing us around the Matang Wildlife Center.
In human captivity, then when the animal gets too big or people don't want to look after it anymore, they surrender it to the government agencies, or sometimes the government agencies confiscate them, and then they come to a centre like this. Now what people expect is that an animal can just be rehabilitated and put back into the wild, but if something spent 10 years around human beings, do you think that would make a good candidate for going back to the wild? No. What do you think might be difficult about putting an animal back to the wild if it spent 10 years living in a human house? In this state we have about 1,300 to 1,500 orangutan. Anyone guess how many orangutan are left in the world at large? In the wild?
8,000.
Is this right?
8,000.
Actually, we don't know how many orangutan there are. People have been pulling out numbers for many, many years, and all of those numbers appear to be wrong. There is anywhere between 20 to 40,000 orangutan left in the world. Anything above the ground will throw out buttresses, things similar to this that actually give them a little bit more stability on the ground. We have these government-mandated centres that have this inherent conflict of interest. Tourists, especially foreign tourists, want to come and see them. They're desperate to come and see them. The government then says, okay, tourism, but then they have to prioritise. Which one do they prioritise? Animal welfare, conservation goals, or tourism?
Rehabilitation centers are tourist attractions. The government wants tourists, but animal rehab depends on animal isolation. The problem is, Leo doesn't own the center, so he can't say no to these tourists. Chances of these animals being released back into the wild is heavily compromised.
Now imagine you've got some tourists that come all the way over from the UK. They love orangutan, they desperately want to see orangutan. And when they walk around here, they don't see our man because he doesn't want to come out. They don't see any babies because we've got them all in the forest away from the public. Perhaps the only animal they do see is Peter, looking sad in a cage. What do you think those tourists would say? Do you think they would say, I bet this centre's doing a good job. Look, they've saved Peter from a really, really bad place, a cage much smaller than that. They've given him food, they've given him medicine, and they spend about $10,000 a year keeping Peter alive. No, they wouldn't. They would write a TripAdvisor review and say, terrible, depressing, the animals live in hell, I hated my time and experience there.
When we visit these places, we don't realize the monetary or logistical requirements of rehabilitating animals. Leo prioritizes keeping these animals alive and not making the place look good. So please, don't fall into such a trap. Remember what you're visiting and what they aim to do, and not what you want to see.
What we get, and when we do interviews with the tourists that come through, we get all of this emoting. We get all this, oh, it was so lovely, it was so cute, oh, it was wonderful, it reached out its little hand to me. But when they see Peter, they go, oh, that sucks. Not realising, again, these impacts that we have as tourists, what that demand that we're creating, and government agencies or charities or tourism groups will end up supplying based on the demand.
It's not perfect. I guess it's a bit of progress. Yeah? It's not really the same as conservation, though, is it? It's like a pet rescue center. Right? These animals are safe, but as far as nature is concerned, they were already dead. Right?